Hi guys, okay, sales training today. I want to be overly simplistic and I shouldn't even necessarily go over. I'm trying to do fewer of these, but it has come to mind I want to put this out there. With some turnover we've had here and with some of the changes in COVID and everything, I set a number of my duties aside and looked at my folks and said, for the next few months, I'm just going back into sales. So I've been doing so, making the calls, running through the flow and everything, letting it build, and remembering what are the things that you remember, what's the reality versus what you remember, what little things have changed. And here's the advice I have to give as relates to the most important elements, in my opinion, are be very, very honest and very truthful always. And go slow. Allow the time. Best metaphor I have is if I have a tomato, what's the greatest tomato? The greatest tomato is a vine-ripened tomato. It's perfect. But you want to know what's the worst tomato? The one that ripened to the point it fell. You get the one that's plump and perfect and you pluck it right off the vine and it's red and juicy, man, that's awesome. But you don't pick it up off the dirt, even if it only fell 5 minutes ago, and eat it. Because what that tells you is it's rotting and gone bad. So what most do, the way most tomatoes you eat, the way most of them you get, is I have the tomato when it's full size and it's there, but it hadn't started to turn red yet, but they know it has all the full growth and fluid and everything it needs, and you pluck it, and it will continue to go through its genetic change and maturity and turn red and full and all over the couple weeks it takes that you're storing it, that it has to go through the processor to the grocer to your home to be stored. Either way, that is how it usually works. That is fine. Now you want the best and the perfect. Why is it the best? Well, of course the vine ripens best. It was at that same stage, but instead of doing its change based on what was inside, it was still attached to the vine and able to draw the nutrients and the fluids so that it was even a little bit more perfect in achieving its goal. But this is good. I'm not insulting this. Plucking the fruit here, because tomato is a fruit, is fine. However, if you pluck it when it's this big and it's barely grown from being a flower, will it ever grow into a full, healthy, red tomato? No. No, it doesn't have everything it needs yet. It hasn't developed from potential to full flushed out element. It's not the full fruit. It's just a little hard core. This is bad. It's going to taste bad now and it's going to taste bad in 2 months. It's never going to be any good. So if you've got that client and you've given them, you've pollinated the flower with the knowledge and the truth of who we are and what we do, and it's taken its space and it started turning to a fruit. You may not want to wait till it's a vine ripen because yes, the metaphor does start to fall apart as all metaphors do. But you dang sure don't want to pluck it here either. Waiting all the way, oh, that's a nice one, but there's too much risk. You'll have too many falling to the ground. It'll be, oh, I didn't check the fruit for 2 days. I went out and I lost half of them. So you probably aren't going to wait for the full every now and then. But better to do that than to start trying to pluck everything when it's just a bulb. You need to let it turn into the full fruit. And as soon as it is the full fruit, go ahead and pluck it and let it go through the system. Be patient. By the way, I want to back to the first part of this. Sorry, very speedy today. And review what I said. This is, in my opinion, how you properly pollinate the flower. Be honest. Be truthful. Guys, what we do, there's no need not to. We have dominantly the best product. We have dominantly the best price. No one has more options, more ability, more things to do, be it straight you build it, be it project management. Even if they have to go full GC, no one has a better thing than you, period. I mean, it's like being the only guy that makes automobiles in a world full of bicycle shops. You own this. Or better, it's like being the only auto manufacturer in the state of Arizona that has air conditioning. I mean, you've got this. And by the way, yours is cheaper than the cars that don't have air conditioning. I mean, this is dominant. The only thing I will say that goes with this is somebody can preach the gospel and knowing the truth of Jesus Christ. But they may be less convincing than they should because they don't know enough of it. They don't know the depths of it. They don't know the inference, and they don't know enough about the person they're speaking to know how to reveal it correctly. That's the art form. Ask the questions, listen, and know your product. Having the best product and just selling the talking points is not the best product. Know it. Know your manual. Know your planning manual. Know your construction manual. Know how your bidding system works. Listen to the client and know how it applies to them. And I think it's really kind of easy. Now, is it easy? No, absolutely not. But it's not that hard either. It's a simple system. Just be patient and be honest, and it's beautiful. That's my opinion anyway. Thank y'all for listening.